Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to the start of a brand new mini-series here inside F1 23. Yes, as you can probably read by the title, we are diving in with our F1 24 mod career mode. Of course, I've been doing some videos on this mod on the main channel when we do our Grand Prix challenges, but I thought we're about 6-7 weeks away from F1 24's full release. So what we're going to do is a mini-style short format career mode here, racing as Lando Norris. It's only going to be one season. We have got all 24 races of the 2024 calendar ahead of us as well, and I'm really looking forward to this one. It hopefully should be a good bit of fun. Of course, we're going to do this series in cockpit cam as well, just for something a little bit different as well. But yeah, of course, if you're new around here, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed. One-shot quali, 35% races. These videos are just going to kind of come out thick and fast around, obviously, the co-op career mode and the Williams RTG videos that have still got to come live before F1 24. But yeah, let's do this thing. Ready here in Bahrain. Well, here we are then, ready for one-shot qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix to kickstart the 2024 F1 season. First couple of races, I'm sure, are going to require a little bit of learning with the car, just to kind of see, you know, whether it's going to be more downforce sensitive, whether we're going to need a little bit more straight line speed to try and extract the most pace out of this thing. But I am really looking forward to this, and I must admit, I do like doing some cockpit camera racing as well from time to time. Would like to do more of it on F1 24, of course, but I totally get as well. You know, the main series, most people do prefer watching from T-Cam. You just get a bit of a better idea as to what is going on then. But yeah, not expecting this first qualifying lap of the year to be anything groundbreaking. So we'll try and take anything pretty much inside the top 10. But looking at it, we are not going to achieve a top 10 at the moment. We are a long way actually off the pace of Max Verstappen. It's always quite a challenge to kind of work out where the front is when obviously you go back to cockpit camera. Never want to try and turn in too early around a lot of these venues as well then. But making our way in towards the final few corners there. Big snap of oversteer. We are going to move up into P19, but this is going to be a qualifying lap to forget then for Lando Norris here, as one more corner to go. Plenty of curve on the way in. Will we be able to get the throttle down on the way out? I think it's P19 on the grid here. That's been a bit of a disaster. Well, there we go then. Max Verstappen on the pole, just under 3/10 clear of his former teammate Carlos Sainz there, who joins him on the front row. Oscar Piastri up in P7. However, we will line P19 on the grid, ready for the opening race of the year. A tough old start, but I'm sure we will get more and more up to speed as the season goes on. Alpine as well, certainly better in this mod than they are IRL. There will be a link as well down in the description below. If you do want to download this mod, I would highly recommend it. Super easy to install if you've got F1 on PC, and it just gives you a nice refresh with the 2024 season. But yeah, let's do this thing. Bahrain Grand Prix time.
Welcome to the Bahrain International Circuit, and any moment now our drivers will take to the track and the Bahrain Grand Prix can begin. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and it could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakhir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Gasly, Zhou, Albon, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Ocon, Stroll, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Bottas, Norris and Logan Sargent. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
But it actually seems quite nice to have Mark Priestley, of course, back at McLaren, where obviously he spent a huge chunk of his career. So I think for the first time ever, that does actually make sense as well then. But of course, a 20-lap race ahead of us today. So strategy is going to be quite interesting. We're going to go alternate in this one to hopefully therefore be quicker towards the end of the afternoon. Early on, the goal is just going to be keep it clean and tidy, stay out of trouble, and we'll see where we end up ready for this one then. Looks like I'm one of the only drivers on the mediums, but it is 5 red lights, and it's a very short hold before it is lights out and away we go. Unless you're Lance Stroll, who seemingly has gone nowhere then, so we're going to have to move to the outside of a few cars down in towards turn 1. Kevin Magnussen, just moved across me as we got in towards the braking zone, but that's not going to stop me trying to find a way around the outside of a handful more as the other Haas car, Nico Hulkenberg, swoops to the apex through turn 2. Ricciardo and Tsunoda there, you can see in those Visa Cash App cars a little bit further up in front. This is also a fantastic series to try and make sure that I learn all the team names ready for F1 24. Of course, Visa Cash App, State Kick, Sauber, whatever we're calling them, and a couple of others. Oh, here we go. Ricciardo trying to make a move on his teammate. We'll go for a very, very aggressive one on Nico Hulkenberg just behind him as well then. So already up 5 places off the start of this Grand Prix. As you can see, immediately struggling just a little bit there with rear locking. So we'll try and move the brake bias actually a little bit more forward was the intention. But almost managed to mess that up. Just trying to take it nice and easy then. I think we might be the only car in the entire field who's opted for the mediums off the start of this one. Max Verstappen, though, already on the mini-map, has got about a 2.5-3 second lead. That is mental. I've not seen many like that on this game, as I think Alex Albon is trying to fight with our teammate Oscar Piastri a little bit further up as well. So, yeah, we're not really having the ideal start to this Grand Prix down at McLaren. Neither car now looking in a particularly strong position, as Ricciardo again looking to the outside of Yuki Tsunoda, our former teammate, of course. But yeah, we've kept it clean and tidy then on lap 1, which is the most important thing. Will Tsunoda be forced to back out? Yes, he will. Can we get a good run up the hill? Yes, we can. Yuki tries to squeeze me out a little bit defensive, is actually very, very confident on the brakes, and we don't complete that move. Another good run then on Yuki Tsunoda, back down in towards turn 1. This time round we're going to have the confidence to get to the inside of the V-car driver. And this time round there was no contact made, but a very, very forceful move there. Looks like there's a train all the way up to P2 here, I think. So Carlos Sainz is definitely still trying to get the elbows out to defend from absolutely everybody. But yeah, we're not far away from the points. I do also think cockpit camera actually makes, at least for me personally, you're just a little bit more cautious because you don't quite know where the front end is, where the front wing is especially. I find it actually means, like we saw with that battle with Tsunoda, that we don't run as aggressively. Looks like Piastri then has been able to get back ahead of Alex Albon then, who is just inside the top 10. But yeah, he seems to be struggling to keep up with the kind of the front-running pack, if you will. Although only really one person is front-running today, and no surprises, it is Max. Oh, I think Ricciardo has just lost the DRS to the guys in front of him, so that works out nicely for me. So we might be able to make our second move on a V-car down at turn 1 to the inside of our former teammate, and once again a forceful move, but I think it's fair to call it a fair move. As Zhou and Gasly now side by side just up in front. I'm sure Jamie183 we're getting nervous watching this one. As will Gasly make it through? Yes, he will. But all the AI just tripping over each other is really allowing us to push just that bit closer, recovering the car to where it should have been on the end of qualifying. Well, that state car then certainly seems to be lacking some straight line speed against many of the others. Although they're getting a little kick of oversteer there out of the final corner. Isn't going to do me too many favours. I want to try and save a little bit of battery here. Zhou Guanyu clearly worried about us. All over his rear wing. As we get back down in towards turn 1. Can we try and find a way the long way around? Yes, we can. And through and up into 11th place we go then. Luckily, of course, you get the DRS as well down this next straight. Gasly is not in the range of Albon. I must have spoken a bit too soon then, because Gasly has immediately rocked up to the back of the Williams car once again. I don't believe Albon, though, has any DRS, so he's going to be under increasing pressure. We're going to be boxing in just a couple of laps' time. Will Gasly get close enough to Albon? No, he won't. Back down in towards turn 1. We're practically pushing Pierre along here. Also try and get the power down. Whoa, out of turn 2. Careful, I don't want to do a Mazepin here. That's going to ruin any opportunity this time round. But yeah, that Williams, of course, we saw it so much IRL in 2023. It is a missile in a straight line. And even with DRS, a lot of other cars can struggle to find a way around it. Gasly a little bit of a wobble there. But again, we are not close enough to go for anything. Right, come on then. I do not want to spend the rest of the afternoon looking at the gearbox of an Alpine car here. Gasly, once again, can't quite get close enough to Alex Albon. So we're going to have to go for a big send there. Careful not to lock the front right-hand wheel in towards the apex. And up then finally into the points we go. But yeah, with the way everyone else has bunched up so far this afternoon, Perez seems to be breaking free from the other kind of front runners. But yeah, we could still get a podium if we can carve our way through on the softer tyre. Lando Norris and Alex Albon, of course, spent many, many years together battling in the junior categories. Oh, Albon, you can see he wants to go defensive on us. We'll try and get late on the brakes around the outside. Not quite able to find anything there. Can we switch him, though, as we make our way up the hill again? Just upsetting the rear end of the car there as we really try and push to find the grip limit. Albon will give us a car's width and nothing more at the top of the hill. Whoa, can we get the power down again? We just get a little bit too heavy on the loud pedal as we make our way through the S's. Are we going to potentially get close enough? There he is, a little bit of a wobble, a bit of upset, as this is a fantastic little battle. I thought this would be an easy overtake to make on the Williams car, but Alex Albon is giving it everything at the moment there. Will force me out over the curbs, down through turn 9 and turn 10. Pierre Gasly tries to get back involved there, maybe fancies his chances. But unfortunately, Albon got the DRS there. Got to keep our eyes on Oscar Piastri just up in front, because if he pits now, obviously we can't. If he doesn't pit, though, we've got to try and dive it in. Oscar Piastri will stay out then. So we're going to try and get the undercut on Albon as well as a few others here. Nice and easy on the pit lane entry. We can turn the tyres into 50 pence pieces. We're not going to need them again. There's one of those Ferraris. Charles Leclerc just gets out in front of me. But we're going to be on the softer tyres to the end of the race. As we're just not going to get held up by anyone a little bit further back. George Russell, I think, has been shuffled backwards as well here. Mercedes simply don't quite have the race pace they were hoping for. Coming back out then with some free track space. George Russell 2.5 seconds up the road. While most of the runners then into the pit lane. One of the Red Bulls opting... no, I think that's Verstappen. That's just how much of a lead he's got at the moment that we thought he'd pit and come back out. He's that far in front of the rest of the field here. That is absolutely mental. As the undercuts work quite nicely, for us at least. There is Albon. We've actually got the jump on Oscar Piastri as well, which is quite a surprise as we've re-emerged, just behind Lewis Hamilton, and also re-emerged apparently on that curbing through turn 1. Sainz has gone to hard, so new year, same Ferrari strategies. But yeah, we could be on for a good haul of points. As we get to 2/3 distance though, we've just started to struggle a little bit with our ERS usage as Oscar Piastri will try and have a look back down the inside. Do we let our teammate go? I think that gives you the answer there, doesn't it? As I think, yeah, Russell's struggling just a little bit further up in front. Sainz in that Ferrari car has just made the move. I still feel Fernando Alonso might end up being a bit of a cork in the bottle here by the end of the race, but we have got to try and get back with those Mercs. Here we go, George Russell to the inside of Carlos Sainz once again. So Hamilton and I got the best seat in the house to watch as this continues to unfold there. A little bit of wheel banging this time as Russell tries to go all the way around the outside of the Spaniard, which he will. Is that going to leave Hamilton with an opportunity as well there? As note, Sainz will go back to the outside of George up at turn 4. Russell gets a big old wobble there. Hamilton forced us to get on the brake, and we'll go down the inside then of the second Mercedes driver there, and up into P7 we go. So still, you know, just building up more and more confidence with where and when you can go for moves against the AI. And what this does go to show is, well, have we not messed up qualifying, just how competitive we clearly are around this venue. Maybe not against Verstappen. He has, well, done a Max Verstappen and completely checked out at the front of the field. But, yeah, can we try and look for a run on Russell? Or is he going to try and attack Sainz again? Yellow's out. Someone behind me's got issues, I think.
Let's get back up to racing speed.
It is, oh, Alex Albon in the opening race of the season. It looks like the Williams driver is going to be our first casualty of the new campaign there, as George Russell desperately going defensive on myself, almost into the side of Carlos Sainz down at turn 1.
Okay, they're out of this race.
Well, George Russell then got on the anchors very, very aggressively with the virtual safety car being enabled. It's not going to affect too many things for us. I think, though, unfortunately, our battle is only going to be for P5. Well, Russell certainly timed that well as we make our way in towards the final corner. He's now surely going to be able to try and apply some pressure to Sainz, as Piastri and Hamilton duke it out still just behind us. So we've got battles going on absolutely everywhere here late on in the day. Russell is going to sail past that Ferrari, though. Oh, into turn 1 is almost into the back of our former teammate. Will Sainz be able to get the run back up the hill? Can't help but feel these soft tyres are just losing out on their optimum grip, as Hamilton and Piastri just starting to drop away behind. Well, I think we're just going to see this cat and mouse game continuing between Sainz and George Russell here, but can we try and get involved? Plenty of ERS usage back down towards turn 1. Also, Russell will lose the place to Sainz, but clearly want to defend more against myself, though. We're going to say no thank you and make it all the way around this outside then. Over to P6 will go of the GP, and this should hopefully mean that making a move on that Ferrari,
brilliant, nice move, keep going,
is going to be a little bit easier as well. Once again, though, our problem is lack of battery, or desperately just trying to keep hold of the tyres late on in the day. 2 laps to go after this one. Now we're just trying to stay inside Sainz's DRS range, keep taking that free little boost of speed, but we're trying to charge up the battery pack as much as we can. This is going to be a last lap attempt, I feel, unless the Spaniard makes an error before then. Max Verstappen then starting his final lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix. I've not seen very often, ever, an AI pull out this kind of margin inside this game. But where do we try and go for a move then on Carlos? We've saved about a third of a battery, but I've got to be careful here, because the last thing I want to do is give him the DRS back on me up towards turn 4. Turning outside we go.
1 second.
I think that's exactly what I've just done then, is we've got to try and make sure we go the long way around. At the inside for turn 2 then, but now we've got to try and roll on the battery as we make our way up the hill. His Sainz is still going to be close behind us here, and now we're just going to try and keep it composed through the middle sector. Piastri, he had completed a move on George Russell, but I think he's just had to slot back in behind him, as, yeah, one of the Alpines as well has somehow, thanks to all of this battling, been able to try and hang close towards the end of the race there. It should have been Alex Albon in that final points-paying position as well. Fernando Alonso was going to get a podium. Lance Stroll clearly is only at the pace for about P13. So, yeah, goes to show you just how accurate this mod is as well there. But Max Verstappen then in towards the final corner of the Bahrain Grand Prix. The fireworks are going to be out once again for the Dutchman here, who, well, he dominated last year and seems to be setting the tone once again with a dominant display here in Bahrain.
4.3 seconds.
Sergio Perez, though, will make it a Red Bull 1-2 then, so a good return by the Mexican driver there. Fernando Alonso, though, P3 once again for him and Aston Martin, so I believe that's an identical podium to what we saw last year here. But through the final corner, from the back of the grid, it is P5 for Lando Norris. I'm happy with that.
That's a fantastic team effort then to secure victory here in the desert. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They've performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everybody at the team. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, there we go then. Max Verstappen, a dominant victory. 18 seconds in a 20-lap GP there. Like I said, I've never seen anything like it by the AI. The only driver as well to dip into the 1-minute 32s when all is said and done there. But 19th to 5th, I think we deserve driver of the day today. I'm really, really happy with the way we carved our way back through there to pick up 10 points for McLaren as well. There any other notable surprises? Ricciardo narrowly missed out on points in the end. Lance Stroll, P14, is pretty disappointing there. And Esteban Ocon, for some reason, ended up on a 2-stop strategy. But that means, obviously, Drivers' Championship, same as the final race results. Constructors-wise, we are 1 point behind Aston Martin at the opening race of the campaign. They're 6 clear of Mercedes as well. But thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed. And yeah, we'll be back very soon when Formula 1 returns ready for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.